was so upset when I backed into my Hilux, but the good news is I've fixed it now. I've got my little fridge magnet here. I have used body filler in this. We have pulled the dent and we've skimmed it. There is bog in it, but I'm gonna put this fridge magnet on now. I have not tried this up to the paintwork to see if this actually sticks. So we're gonna look at this together. So most of the bog work is about here, right on the body line. I believe if I can get this to stick, I'm gonna be very happy. But before I do, why don't we just see the process of how I did it? Rather than unpicking every spot weld around this skin, we're going to repair this dent.
I need 2 left ends to do that.
Now that's a bog job if I've ever seen one. It looks like there's a lot of bog in there, but I can assure you it's not that thick. It looks a lot worse than what it is. All right, Lockie and Troy have done a great job pulling out this dent and shaping it. As you can see, this body line here just runs through there very naturally. Looks very natural, and then this one up here. This panel also has a concave that slopes in like that, leading up to that body line from the inside, and then over the top it does it again. So this isn't the easiest panel to straighten from the dent that it was. So I'm really impressed with their work. I believe that after 5 coats of primer now, we're going to be able to continue blocking this panel and have it looking factory straight. And before you do any block work, you've got to put a guide coat over your primer so you know how far to block. I don't know where my black gun is, it's gone walkabout, so I'm just going to use my little spray gun here with my PPS pot connection and pour a little bit of base coat black in the top of that. It's going to save me having to use a pot, you know, a PPS pot just for guide coat. So, and then just spray that on here, just in a dust formation. That's it. We have a guide coated primer. I'm going to start with a big block and 180 grade sandpaper. I'm going to leave this concave middle section till last just because it's going to be the most challenging. So I'm going to follow the body line around first. You see that's exposing all the low areas. Now I've just gone to a smaller block to try and get the shape in here in this concave section a little bit better. All right, all blocked nicely. I haven't rubbed through anywhere, meaning that there's no bog or bare metal that's come back through the primer from a good solid block. So we can now go to the guide wipe for the 400 buzzer. So we're going to reduce this 180 scratch to 400 and then give it a wet rub down and mask it up for paint. Yeah, big shout out to Byron, totally smashing our guide wipe cup, totally busted that. He's got the guide wipe in a paint mixing cup and he didn't tell me, so Byron's on my shit list. See if I can get this thing to work. Oh, it still works to some degree, but it's very scratchy. All right, now that I've done the block, I'm satisfied it's straight enough. I can give it to Byron or Billy to 400 buzz that down now with a soft interface pad. The shape is all there, I'm happy with it. So the finalisation of this prep work can go to the boys now. Sometimes, because it's my truck, I'm just so, pedantic about it being blocked right. So that's why I did it, but usually I'd give it to the boys. But yeah, just being my truck, I'm just been a little bit, like I said, fussy about it. So onto the boys now, they can finish it off. What's those? It's soft sponge 800.
Yes.
Yeah. We always finish with 800 prior to paintwork. Reduces the scratch to an acceptable level. You won't see through the paint. Now the colour code's 218. It's a very accurate black. I know by mixing it up in the past. The primer patch goes to the middle of the panel, so it's going to give me plenty of area there to blend the colour. So even though it is going to be close, being a black, it's going to be exactly the same from there to there to the C-pillar. So there's going to be no colour variation whatsoever. It'll be blended through nicely. So let's go mix up the colour. I'll just stir up my tinters, get them going. And here's our formula, 218. It's got 8 different, 7 tinters and some reducer. Now I'm going to mix up 300 mils reduced. It's going to cover really well, so I don't need any more than that. The Byron here is going to mix up the colour for me. Right on point, mate. Right onto the 0. Don't go over. Whoop. Am I putting you off? 3, 2, 1. Go to 0. Yeah. All right. You got 6 more to do like that. Sweet. All right, just as I was about to get ready to paint this, I just came across a couple of little pinholes in the surface there. Pinholes are basically little air pockets that get caught in the bog work, and when you block it back, it creates a tiny hole. If you don't fill them, you'll see them in the final finish. So if you can see here, that's where I've just wiped with my razor blade and a little bit of fill in these holes. So I'll just sand them back now and that'll be ready for paint, no issues at all. Now this filler is so fine and light. I've got a little bit of 800 here. Just going to give it a very little light rub over and you'll just see how quick and easy it rubs out. There we go. And all that's done is just left a little bit of the filler in the hole. You don't have to put your first coat on too heavy. It's just a half coat just to give the next coat something to bite to. The next coat will be about twice as heavy as that, and you'll start seeing it get coverage after that first heavy coat. All right, now that's the second coat down and I've already got just about coverage. I do like to tack rag off the base coat about halfway through and then one again before I clear coat it. So just give it a light blow, get the air working under the tack rag. Just trying to get that dry spray off where I'm going to do my blend out. Just removing any little dust particles that might have got on it. I'm just going to keep blending my colour through the middle of this panel. I'm going to keep it away from the C-pillar. I want that to match factory. So we'll lose it somewhere through here. The base coat is complete. I'm very happy with it. Just needs to flash off, and now it's time to apply the clear coat. Okay, one final tack off before clearing. And then we just hope that it's a dust-free job. Okay, so that's the paint done. This is going to sit in the booth drying overnight now. I'll come in the morning and unmask it. And after fitting up the flare and the bumper and the tail light, we'll do our final magnet test. I'm very interested to see if this fridge magnet is going to stick to this panel. So keep watching. All right, so it's the next morning and I'm in the booth. I've unmasked it. And by following those steps of cleaning the panels on the base coat with the tack rag, prior to clear coating, I've got a dust-free finish. I'll flip the camera around and show you this panel, and it completely has not a single speck of dust. Micro speck. It's hard to pick it up in the camera. There might be just a tiny little one here. But just from tack ragging the panels very well, the base coat during the process, and following some basic clean steps and good preparation, you can get a paint job that you don't have to buff. All right, now I like to be honest about the work I do, and the one thing that's going to make me honest more than anything is this little gauge. This gauge is called a precision DFT coating thickness gauge, or the easier term, micrometer. What it does is it measures the material on the metal, the thickness and the depth of it. So it'll measure it in what's called microns. 1,000 microns is 1 millimeter. So I'm going to turn it on. I'm going to put this on what I believe is the deepest part of our body filler, which is just above this body line. And it'll give us the true reading of how much BOG is in this job. Here we go. All right, 2538. You can see that there. So there's 2.5 millimeters of BOG in the deepest area of this panel. That's it's quite a lot. If you're in the game, you know, like you always want to put minimal in there, but that's quite a lot. But next thing I'm going to do is see if the magnet sticks. All right, I got my little fridge magnet here. It's a little letter S, a little magnetized bottom on it. I'm going to stick it on there. I'm going to be really happy if this sticks, and if it doesn't, I'm going to be pretty upset. Anyway, let's see how it goes.